All right.
What?
I told you to stop dancing like that, Gav. It's really it's making me uncomfortable.
As soon as there's music, I move. When you got the rhythm, haven't you?
The Absolute Peach. It's better than nothing. Hello, it's the Absolute Peach, with me and my frankly ridiculous haircut.
I like it.
You don't like it. Nobody likes it. It's been cut to the sort of weirdly even length that, you get those little... those little kind of fuzzy monkeys you get? Sometimes they're banging cymbals together and it's just like a fuzzy haired like gorilla or something. And it's perfectly even hair, right? Because it's artificial. That's what my head looks like. And the reason for that is because this absolute maniac of a barber, and I know I'm an idiot, right? Because I thought I'm going to go get my hair cut today. And I went to the place that I normally go to, and the guy who normally cuts my hair, and I'm always very pleased with what he does, he was busy, right? He was cutting somebody else's hair. And I walked in, he said, are you waiting for me? Or that's all he said, right? Are you waiting for me or what? And I just sort of said, and against, in my head, I said yes, because I'm risk averse by character, right?
But you're also British.
Yeah.
So...
Well, but that's the stupid thing, because you can't, if you were of a mind to not offend someone, right? Not that I don't care about this was not why, but if you were, you'd be caught out there, because on the one hand, if you said, yeah, I am waiting for you, then maybe you're offending the other guy, right, who's free. Yep. And if you say you're not, then you're offending your usual guy, because he's like, oh, I guess you weren't happy with the haircut I gave you last time. But in my head, I just went, you know what, I just don't care, I just want to get this done. And I made a really idiotic assumption that, I don't know, there was more than one sort of semi-competent barber who works in that shop. So anyway, I sit down and they do the usual thing, like what do you want, blah, blah, blah. I always say, I almost always say grade 2 at the sides, right? It's relatively short, like about half off the top, chop into it, mess it up. Like, I don't care. I'm 35 years old.
You're not impressing anyone.
I'm looking cool. I just need to look like not a freak. And if I, in an ideal world, when I get home and my wife sees it, her first reaction isn't, a laugh or a smirk.
Or she just leaves the house.
I'm winning if that's the case, right? So it's not, this is not artisan hairdressing here. It's basic stuff. So, but having said that, though, the last time I got my hair cut, I did actually think to myself, do you know what? I might try something different this time. I thought, because I've been having the same haircut for years. Like, when you just can't remember how long something's been. It's like, this might have been forever. Like, it's I could never have actually had a different haircut except for when my mum was doing it. That's kind of how I feel about this haircut. No, actually, tell a lie. With the exception of having had curtains at some point during my childhood, this has more or less been my haircut.
That's what men do. Yeah. I'm exactly the same. Yeah. This haircut has been there since I came out of, there.
But your haircut is just like mine in the sense that it's just like
it's nondescript.
Don't really care. Like,
wow,
it's got a bit of here's the thing about our haircuts, right, Gab? Our haircuts are very similar. As I said, they're short, fairly short on the sides, and on top they're kind of cut down, and they're sort of spiked up a bit. And yeah, sure, we'll put a bit of wax in, we'll mess it up because for the ladies, Justin Bieber and the girls, when they see that, if they saw us with our hair just normal, like natural down, right, with no gel in, they'd be like, "Who the hell's that freak?" Yeah. As soon as we put a bit of wax in it, make sure it's matte wax as well.
Obviously,
suddenly everyone's like, "Hang on."
I've seen him on TV somewhere.
Hello.
I'm sure I recognise this guy.
Look at this little sauce pot. That's what girls say, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what girls...
That's of 15, 16-year-old girls nowadays. That is the terms they're coming out of. Sauce pot, stunning old fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saucy young man.
Yeah. Bit of all right. I like to say to a barber, I'd like to walk out of here feeling like a bit of all right. I'd like to walk out of here feeling like $1 million. That's what
$1 million. Yeah. Yeah.
And anyway, so I was thinking, well, I've had this haircut for a long time. And I thought, do you know what? What if I just changed it?
Dangerous. That's dangerous ground to start on.
Why though?
Because you're, like you said, mid to late 30s.
But it grows out in like zero. This was like early summer. And my hair grows like ridiculously fast. And that might be a stupid thing to say as well. You know how that's something people say in the summer? Yeah. It just grows like crazy. Like, I bet it doesn't. I bet that's not even a thing.
I have my haircut every 5 weeks, no matter what time of the year it is. And there's no difference. Yeah. There is no difference.
Oh, take it down because, summertime. Nope.
We're not cutting lawns. It's not. There's no photosynthesis going on in our hair follicles.
Anyway, but I thought, I'd just take a risk. So I said to the guy, and again, this is me being a fool, right? Apparently. I said, this is, when I think about it, this is quite dumb, to be honest, because this is a barber shop, right? It's £10 a haircut, right? Yeah. I used to pay £8, by the way. So in case you already think I'm a cheapskate for paying £10, I used to pay £8.
I'm not sure I've ever paid £8 for a haircut.
Yeah, this was a proper old man place as well. I used to go to. I had to walk right down into town to go in. It was called Mr. M's. It even had a stripy pole.
Brilliant.
And used to go in there, and sometimes if you're lucky, you get done by the owner. I'm three tangents deep now, by the way, and we used to do this a lot. And at the end of this tangent, you have to help me find my way back up to the next level, and then back up to the next level before. It's like Inception of rubbish stories.
Tangent Inception.
I used to walk all the way down there, and if you're lucky, you get in there, you get the owner, and he's just like a normal guy. Not exceptional, just a normal barber, but he's been cutting hair for like 30 years. So do you know how to do a short back and sides? You bloody better believe I do. Like, he's nailing it. Then I got my hair cut by this other time I went in there. It was probably only the one time, it might have been one of the last times I went in there, actually, Mr. M's. And either the other owner or just a guy who he works with is this Italian guy, older guy. He must be like mid-60s. He probably doesn't work there anymore. He's probably dead.
Probably dead.
And he cut my hair. And then at the end, without asking, he gets a tub of Brill cream out and puts it in. And I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking, first of all...
Presumptuous.
No, first of all... where are you buying Brill cream now? Like, I'm not talking about Brill cream brand gel, right? Like a person, a person of under the age of 60 might actually have utility for. I'm talking about the cream, the Brill cream.
Wow. 1920s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I used to use Brill cream. Of course I did. I used to use a Brill cream when I was a teenager for my curtains, right? Jeez, man.
You had cream in your curtains?
Yeah, you could see. So at one point, you kind of slicked
to part it.
Just, whatever. I don't want to talk about it.
I was stylish. My curtains were natural.
Do you know where I got the idea for using Brill cream from?
The film Grease?
My granddad. Because that's how cool I was. So the girls were pretty much lining up back in those days. That's the last time I remember having seen Brill cream. So I'm just watching him, like, it's all happening in slow motion. He's just applying Brill cream to my hair. And again, because I'm English and obviously, a complete moron.
You have to be polite.
I was like, So he did the whole mirror thing behind the head.
And you said, perfect, right?
Yeah,
you said, that looks amazing.
I didn't. I've never said that. But I just said, cheers, mate. Like, cheers for what? Like, do you know how hard it is to wash out Brill cream? I don't even... Anyway. So, I never shopped there again. So that was £8, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, slight tangent again, so bring it back up.
We're back up to level 2
okay,
now.
I think I'm bringing it back to level 3
sideways again. Or down?
No, down back to level 3. Right. So talking of that, I've never, as a man below the sort of age of 50, I've never worried about hair on my ears. Until about a year and a half ago, my hairdresser, who has done my hair for many years, even though obviously I don't actually like it, but I'm too polite to say, oh, actually, can I book in a different girl this time? because I'm going to upset her. And then if she ever has to do my hair again, she'll basically chop my ears off.
Hold on, you get your hair cut by a girl?
Oh yeah, but not just a girl. It's like a 50-year-old woman.
So it's not a
barber's. No, I've never had my hair. Well, maybe when I was younger.
You know what I'm saying that you do have women working at barbers, but it's more rare.
Yeah. No, I've always like a hair salon, is why mine costs £14.
Who the hell do you actually think you're? And look at the difference. I mean, apart from the fact that mine does look like a chimpanzee, I look identical to a chimpanzee now, and I have taken a photo. So if I remember, I'll put this up on Facebook.
Yeah, there's virtually no difference.
Yours is a bit more defined. So what hair on your ears? What do you mean?
So anyway, I've never worried about hair on my ears. And you know when they go around the back and sides with the shaver?
What do you mean hair on your ears, though?
Hair growing from your ears.
Right. From your ears.
Yeah, growing from your ears.
From the inside.
No. On the outside. The outer rim of your ears, okay, right? And she just always, as she does, she trims the back of my neck, trims around the top of my ear, the hairline. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, didn't ask me, never done it before, and I don't think she's ever done it since, she shaved around my ears.
That's presumptuous.
That is really presumptuous.
That's very presumptuous.
And at the time I was like, well, that's a bit weird, but I can't, it took her seconds, so I'll just deal with it.
Yeah.
Ever since then, hair has started growing.
Yeah, of course.
So the old adage of, if you just shave, more you shave, more hair grows.
Yeah.
Now I've started finding hairs coming out my ears.
Yeah.
And I think I've got you to thank for that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I still get my hair cut by her because I'm British and polite.
But you was probably making her feel sick. Like every time she saw you, she's got these tentacles coming at her, and she's trying to trim round them.
I've never had hair.
You know what? I'm just going to trim them down.
Oh.
Yeah, but I sometimes get them coming out of the lobes.
Yeah.
I just pull them out with tweezers.
Yeah, but is it right to pull them out?
This is nice to talk about.
This is.
Is it right to pull them out?
No, because doesn't it make them come back more? They say, if you pull your hairs out, it comes back thicker.
Yeah, but honestly, you can't be I used to know this guy, and I'm telling you, man, it was like tapeworms just hanging off the edge of his head. And at one point, I actually just tell him, look, mate, you got some really big, wiry hair. Because you look at him, and you're not looking him in the eye. When you're talking to this guy, you're always looking
just staring at his ears.
1 degree off to the left or to the right.
Oh, though I had a customer.
How do you not know, though? How do you not know when you leave the house? You've got some hay in your ears.
But when you get older, though,
dry. It was dead hair.
When you get older, this is tangent level 4 now. But don't you think that you probably are more comfortable in your body? You're less worried about your appearance. You're not going out to get fancy looks from the ladies. You probably don't really look in the mirror as much. I used to have a guy come in when I worked in a shop, and he had hairs coming out of the lower part of his nose. I'm showing you with my hands. I can't show the viewers.
What do you mean the lower part? The holes?
The bulbous bit at the end. Part. No, not there. No. Obviously, everybody gets hair there. Right. On the bulbous bit, so the lowest part that's front facing, he had massive white hairs about, I don't know, half an inch out.
Right.
And quite a lot of them, about 20 odd hairs there. And he was a regular in the shop, and I felt sick every time.
Was he a bit weird, though? Was there something
about an old man.
Yeah, but was there something... Well, okay. How old?
Oh, 60s, 70s.
It's not the same
that
as
old,
us,
but
then, is it? It's not quite the same.
Get in there. Anyway, back up.
Right.
I can't remember where we were.
Well, now you have to tell me what point at which you interrupted me.
Brill cream.
So £8, sorry, £10. So all of that was just because I was trying to point out that I'm more of a cheapskate even than a £10 barbershop. By the way, the absolute peach.
Hair watch.
Gavin's here. Did I mention your name, Gavin, by the way?
Don't know. It's not important.
Say hi, Gavin.
Hello, Gavin.
Yeah, so 10 quid, I thought. And I got in, I think, 10 quid, I think, I'm going to try something new. This seems like a thing, right? You go into somewhere where you pay £10 for a haircut. Let's take a risk, right? Let's chance ourselves by changing a haircut that we've had for what? I'm going to say at least 15 years.
At least. Ever since I've known you, you've had that haircut.
Yeah. So again, that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is I go to the guy who runs the £10 barbershop. Oh, what do you suggest? So I'm like, well, this guy doesn't do avant-garde. It's £10. So he's not winning any style.
He wants you to explicitly state what hairstyle you want.
He does, yeah. So not only does he not... Yeah, maybe he knows how to do stuff fancy, but he probably doesn't get much practice at doing it. But the other thing is, he doesn't want to do this. He's thinking to himself, I'm getting £10 for this. Who the heck? Like,
Short back and sides, please.
Who does this guy think he is? So anyway, I'd do something different. And then I said something kind of awkward, which was like, well, maybe do it a bit like yours.
Oh, no. No. Flattering, obviously. He's probably like, this guy knows.
Weird? Is that weird?
It's a bit weird. It is very weird.
Because a mate of mine, he has one of these things called a skin fade, right?
Oh,
do you know what that is?
Never
Where
heard
you go
of
down to almost like 0 by your ears and then go up, and then you go slightly longer as you go up and up and up past your
Sounds weird.
ears and up to your head, and then blend it in. And this guy kind of had a similar thing to that. Anyway, long story short, I ended up with something which my colleagues at work called me G.I. Ben. And
I was going to say G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my wife was laughing at me. So pretty good. So that was the last time I changed my haircut. So since then, I've sworn not to do that. Go on.
Have you ever done the thing where you take a picture in of a celebrity? So women do that quite a lot. My wife, she'll look through magazines, look online, go, she's got this latest style. I quite like that.
Yeah.
I did that once. In fact, I think it was when I first tried this style, probably after curtains. Probably the damage of having curtains till I was about 17 probably did it. But
probably took a picture of me in, right?
It was sort of a bit like you. David Beckham, I think it was.
Yeah.
David Beckham.
Basically,
you share similar looks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and talent at football as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was it.
Brilliant.
that was that.
I kind of feel like if you're taking a photo of someone in, like especially like a celebrity who's like pretty good looking,
going to be
let's
hot.
say David Beckham in his prime.
Oh yeah.
Part of you, and they know it. Part of you is going, I'd quite like to look more like this guy, please. And in their head, they're thinking, you're dreaming. Son.
Yeah, I'm only doing hair.
This is a £10, but like you got to pay a lot more than this.
This is true.
Yeah. Anyway, so I ended up. So here we are, back up to level 1 tangent. Okay?
Brilliant. Welcome
to the show. I basically said, just do it short. Okay. No, wait. Let me back up a second. So this guy who did my hair last time, right? The weird style, the G.I. Ben style, blah, blah, blah. He was busy. But every time before that, he's done a great job. It's just because I got him to try something new, right?
Your fault.
So I made this stupid mistake of going, oh, sure, I'll take a risk and go with someone else. And this other guy, I'd never seen him in there before, but he was wearing those like PVC gloves that they sometimes wear.
Yeah.
You know that?
And they've been dyeing hair.
I don't know. No.
Well, not a barber's.
Yeah, no one's dyeing hair.
No, that's true.
And I was like, okay. First of all, I was like, really?
Maybe he's just committed murder in the back alley or something.
Maybe, but there wasn't that much blood on him.
No.
I mean, there was some.
Spattering.
But it's like, I get it. Like, if I'm touching people's greasy hair all day, I'm probably going to want to wear gloves. But I've just not seen that. So that was kind of alarm bell number 1. And then he did that thing where he pinches your hair and goes, okay, how short do you want it? They pinch it between their fingers and go, how much do you want? And every single time they do it, right? Every time a barber has ever done that to me, right? Ever. This is the reason I made this decision I made, right? I'm going to tell you about. Every time ever they've done that, I've gone, yeah, about that.
Yeah.
And then they cut it about an inch above it.
And you always go, oh no, a bit shorter.
Yeah, every single time.
Oh, a bit shorter.
What was the point of this thing with the fingers? Don't bother. Just go, how short do you want it? About half of that. Okay, fine. Right. You can figure that out. You're going to be looking really closely at this hair now. Why are we doing this like, ooh, about there? No, a bit lower. Moves like 1 micron lower. No, a bit lower. 1 micron lower.
And it's not like they keep their hand there.
Yeah.
Then they move their hands away, take 2 minutes to talk to you, and then come back and put their hands in a completely different place.
Yes, exactly. Completely disregard it. It's just a part of the ritual of going to a barber shop. Absolutely insane.
They do the same in the salon. It's just a woman doing it instead.
Right. Keep going on about the salon like it's some kind of fancy pants.
I am.
It can't be that fancy for £14. Is it just you pay pay £10, you get some rough bloke. £14, you get a nice one.
I'm getting the totty
nice
basically.
Soft hands.
A nice 50-year-old totty. Yeah, that's what I pay for.
All I could smell was like PVC or whatever on this guy because of his gloves. So that wasn't a thing.
Move on.
So when he does that thing, pinchy thing, I say a bit lower, and then the last time I say a bit less. He sort of almost, he kind of reacts. Well, he doesn't react as in like he's annoyed, but something about his behaviour, body language slightly changes, and he goes off and he reaches for this box, and inside the box are all those heads of clip. You know when you clip
We're just going to say heads.
Clip of the sides of your hair in the back, right?
Yeah.
And they've got all these different grades of clippers.
Yeah.
he just gets that box and he goes through them all till he finds the longest one. I'm thinking, you're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? And then he proceeds to just take the clipper, I've never had this in my entire life, ever. He just takes the whole clipper, electric clipper, and just takes it to the front of my head and just goes,
no, down the middle.
And he does the whole head just with this clipper. And I'm sitting there going, I'm sorry, what is going on? Never in my life.
Wow.
That never, kids you do that for.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just make it shorter. Okay, there you go, done.
Yeah.
Like, who does that on a grown-up? So I end up looking like a chimpanzee.
How long ago was this?
That was today.
Today?
Yes. It's ridiculous. And of course, once he'd done one, what am I going to do? He goes straight down the middle. What am I going to do? Oh no, hang on a second. Could you please start using the scissors? So it's already like, it's bloody short.
Yeah.
Like, it's short.
You've done all right though. The front, you've sort of frivved it up a bit. That's not a word. But
Try to make the best of a bat. But this is like the one only time that someone's gone, how short do you want it? There? It's like, yeah, okay. You've actually done it that short.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So who's to blame? This is me?
You can never go there again. You need to change your barbers.
Absolutely does my head in. Anyway, I think that's more than enough of that. Let's get on to something else. No News Watch.
You got 20p, mate?
Have you got 20p, mate? Gav, this one is especially for you, because for those people who don't know, Gavin is a bit of an animal-mad young lady. Is that true?
That is true. Very true. I've been there as well. That's good.
What? Monterey Bay?
Monterey
Me
Bay.
as well.
It's brilliant.
You're not cool. I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell Monterey.
That's not how you spell Monterey.
What is it? How easy?
It's Sky News as well.
Oh, no, saying that. Oh, no. Yeah,
no, that's Mexico. Oh, unless it is in Mexico, but that would be weird.
It's not. It's one R. This works well over audio. How easy is it? Like, I would love to know, if you listen to the show and you work in journalism, right? This is on Sky News.
And it's not even like mid paragraph. It's the headline.
It's
well,
the
not headline,
second word. Yeah. It's the second word in the subcaption. Is that a thing? Subcaption? Tell me, how easy is it to get your job? Because honestly, over the years of doing this show, we have read some absolute shockers. Like, they've literally been written in what?
This is probably the intern. I mean, this story is definitely an intern story by the looks of it.
But this is our bread and butter, Gav. If you don't mind.
This is our level.
Yeah, precisely. But they must bang them out. But then I suppose, actually, because they actually have no real intrinsic value of their own, they're basically just designed to get as many clicks as possible, and no one's really analysing them for their, writing quality.
Right.
So maybe
they must have a spell checker, though, before they put these things out.
They literally have no time, Gav.
It's ridiculous.
Just write anything. What do you mean? Anything. Go. Well, I'll be back in an hour.
Look at the caption of the picture as well. Just at the end, just says file pick.
Don't
what does that
read
mean?
Captions.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, cretinous interns.
So, Nini News Watch.
You got 20p, mate?
Yeah. Aquarium apologises after THICC sea otter tweet, right? And for those of you who are not, down with the kids, as we clearly are on the Absolute Peach, THICC is spelled THICC. THICC.
What?
Is that something you've come across?
That is not a correct spelling of any word ever.
Are you seriously telling me you'd never come across THICC?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat, my friend. An absolute treat. The Monterey Bay Aquarium, or should I say Monterey, is the way that's spelled. The Monterey Bay Aquarium tweeted that Abby the sea otter was an absolute unit and chonk. And chonk is written C space H space O space N space K. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there'll be some people listening who know exactly what these mean and probably laughing them to themselves that we don't know what they mean.
I'm clueless.
But the only one I have come across, well, absolute unit, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's because you are.
But THICC is lesser known, certainly to Gav. I have heard of it. But chonk, I've absolutely no idea, right?
Never heard of it. I was just assuming they'd misspelt chunk.
Yeah. And just in case you don't know what a sea otter looks like, there's a lovely picture of a sea otter there. A California aquarium has apologised after unwittingly appropriating African-American vernacular to describe the voluptuous body of a female sea otter. Monterey Bay Aquarium tweeted a photograph of Abby, an otter who serves as an adoptive mother to baby otters who've been abandoned.
She is massive.
Abby is a thick girl. If you want to look this up, Sky News, as I say. Abby is a thick girl, the conservation centre and tourist attraction tweeted. What an absolute unit, it continued. Oh Lord, she coming.
Oh Lord, she coming. I'll say it like that.
And then actually what they haven't put on in this article, but they have put the tweet in, is that they did add another line on the end, which says another internetism, right? That's key to remember, okay? Remember that point, right? That's been omitted from the article, but it's in the tweet. Appreciate it, Gav, but I'm pretty sure everyone can still hear you coughing. So.
Apologies.
I should say that Gav's made the extra effort to travel all the way here, and he's been sick recently. He's come all the way here specifically to make me sick as well, so you're welcome. The tweet attracted more than 40,000 likes and was retweeted over 11,360 times. However, there's always a however.
Always.
Someone's upset. Of course they are. It also attracted criticism, prompting the aquarium to issue an apology, acknowledging it. Is it me? It's just is there a lot of apologising?
Everything. You have to apologise for it. You can't put anything on social media nowadays without having to apologise minutes afterwards.
Not just social media, just anything ever.
Yeah.
Like everyone's apologising or asking for an apology.
Yeah. Although we're British, so we're used to saying sorry. If I bump into you, we both apologise to each other.
Yeah.
You know, I run somebody over. They apologise to me because I ran them over. That's pretty much how British society works.
We don't mean it.
No.
You're right, though. I do that. Recently, I've actually been getting annoyed at myself. We're going down a slight rabbit hole here. This is a very shallow rabbit hole. I actually been getting annoyed at myself.
For saying sorry.
And actually, I'll actually berate myself for saying sorry.
Yeah.
For like idiotic things.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah. I used to tell my mum off for saying sorry. She will say the word sorry about 5 times in one sentence when something has been somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
She's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so British.
Yeah, big time. However, it also attracted criticism, prompting the aquarium to issue an apology, acknowledging it had used problematic and insensitive references. Here's the apology tweet, right? Damn you, Monterey Bay Aquarium. I used to like you. If our tweet alienated you, please know that we are deeply sorry.
Wow.
And that we offer our sincerest apologies. If you follow our feed, we often reference popular memes to talk about the ocean. In this case, the memes used had connotations we were unaware of until now. Brilliant. In particular, several terms referenced originated from African American Vernacular English (brackets AAVE).
That actually has an acronym.
Apparently, yeah.
That's amazing.
And specifically referenced black women's bodies. Using them in a sea otter meme without that background makes insinuations we never intended. We need to do better.
We need to do better. I love that.
If you follow... brilliant. So show the whole tweet, and then in the article, just write again what the tweet says. Brilliant.
Intern. Told you.
Unbelievable. Among those criticising the tweet was Chanda Prescott Weinstein.
That's not a real name.
A theoretical physicist and activist. It is a real name, Gav, if you don't mind. For equal access to sciences.
I'd just like to apologise for saying that was not a real name.
If you wouldn't mind, yeah. I'd like to apologise for the entire The Absolute page up to this moment in time. She voiced concerns that using language associated with black women's bodies to describe an animal was dehumanising.
What?
We're talking about...
a sea otter. That is ridiculous. Why? Why does everybody have to apologise for every single thing?
Because everyone's terrified because
everything can offend somebody.
Stitched up. Yes, because the thing is, though, not only that, but the power is being moved into the hands of those people who are becoming professional being offended for a living.
That's a real job. It's ridiculous. Everyone's so sensitive. Why not just see the matter for what it is? Is they're going, yeah, she's a big girl. You know, this is the term that references big people. Done.
But the thing is, it's not even that. So I looked up what this means, right? THICC. And it means like, well...
What does it mean?
I'll look it up now. Look it up on Urban Dictionary, right? When a person has fat in the right places, creating sexy curves. Right?
That's not insulting, is it?
No, it's not. For one thing, but it's not even about whether or not it's insulting. It's about the fact that it's about an otter. So people are getting upset about people throwing criticism at an otter and going, this is about black people. Guess what? Guess who's making this about black people?
Yes.
You are.
Imagine what the otter's thinking. oh, I want some kelp. That is all. The otter is not a victim in this, but they'll probably make it out to, oh, you can't say that about the otter. Hurt his feelings.
But it's not even that. Like, I'd be happier if people were going, stop having to go at the poor otter. Like, it's a large otter.
It's massive, to be fair.
What are you having to go at otters for? Like, no one's saying that. No one's saying, why are you making fun of an otter? Why? Because they understand this is an aquarium. They look after otters.
Yeah.
Like, guess what it is also? An aquarium. Guess what they're not really interested in doing? Just offending black people for no reason with a picture of an otter. Because that's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
That's not a thing
but
that
it's becoming, people are trying to make it a thing.
That's precisely it. So you know, this person, what's her job? Whatever it is.
Theoretical
physicist and activist. Right. You're looking at this going, I think I'm going to take offence to this. Like, I'm pretty sure your job, like, what is your hourly rate? Like, I'm pretty sure you get paid pretty good.
Yeah. Actually, go back to the bottom. What is she an activist in? Keep going.
For equal access to sciences.
Well, that's nothing to
But
do
it's
with it,
like, guess what? Guess what you've done here, right? You've made this about you. And you've made this about, randomly, you've made this about black people, right? You've extrapolated that out. Like, okay, so let's just acknowledge something right now. Like, if you look up what this term is, THICC, right? You will find a lot of references to the black community. Because apparently it appears that it is used quite a lot. Guess what? It doesn't change anything.
Changes
about
nothing.
This. It changes absolutely. You could have said any reference that people understand to mean this is a large otter. Right, it would have been the same. It's not discriminating in any way, right? It does not make any sense for people to be getting up in arms about this.
No,
it's just people were just waiting
to be offended.
Like, to get angry about stuff. Because now I've got a platform. Because now, guess what? Now everyone knows who flipping Chanda Prescott Weinstein is. Well done. Now people are looking you up on your... Did you pick up a few more Twitter followers? Good one.
Tragic.
Do I sound angry about this?
You should be.
Doing? It's an otter. Like, what are we doing?
It's an otter. It's probably, and you know that person who wrote that is probably a social media assistant who works for the aquarium part-time, probably gets paid $10 an hour, or whatever minimum wage is in America, I don't know.
Yeah.
And probably has no idea. It's probably like an 18-year-old, again, an intern, just going, oh, this will be fun. And now she's probably been sacked for that or something. Yeah. I've seen that, reports of people, social media's a tricky place to work nowadays because of this.
Yeah.
And people have been sacked because they've offended people. And you think, they were just having a laugh.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote that thought they were being funny.
Yeah.
Whether they were or not, I'll let you decide. But they weren't out to offend anybody.
No, and, I'm not saying that you should be allowed to just say whatever you want. If you're an organisation, if you're an individual, right, people can follow you or not. But if you're an organisation, you do have certain responsibilities to kind of be aware of what you're doing. I don't understand why this is a problem.
It's not.
Maybe someone put me right on that, but I just think there's a massive overreaction. Anyway, the reason why I wanted you to remember the fact that they added another internetism on the end is because that, for me, that shows, hey, what we're doing here is making references to just stupid internet stuff, right? We're not just throwing out phrases to try and draw a parallel between a fat otter and just black women in general, or black women in general who are usually described with that term. Like, show me who precisely is actually being victimized.
It's not even a real word, though. That's the thing. It's a made-up word.
Yeah.
Really, you should be able to use it in any way you want.
Yeah.
It shouldn't offend anybody if it's a word that actually isn't in a real dictionary. You find it in Urban Dictionary, but I've never even heard of it.
But then what? Then okay, let's take the fact that if that is part of a vernacular, right? Let's take that out. Let's say it's not thick; it's just the word fat, right?
Yeah, right.
We're not having to go at fat people, are you? Now you're having to go at fat people. Also, let's draw lots of attention to something that's fat. Oh, fattest.
Yeah, she's not. She's a fat otter.
Yeah, but
it's bloody massive.
I know.
Look at the size of it. It's like a bear.
Yeah, it's mental. So, Otter Watch, have you got 20 being offendeds, mate? Unbelievable, Gav.
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Is a good aquarium, though. It wouldn't stop me going to that aquarium, I'll tell you that. That's brilliant place to go.
Well, I might not go there now.
Wow.
What if you went there and you found the person who wrote that tweet and that person was THICC? That would be ironic.
A really sassy, huge black girl just come out and said, I'm the social media expert. I wrote that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, for another point. I mean, that does obviously it's kind of irrelevant, but no, in fact, it is totally irrelevant. But
Totally
maybe it would be
irrelevant.
mildly amusing if it did turn
Yeah.
out to be.
Ironic.
If it was someone who would describe themselves as THICC, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Gav, have you... Go on.
What?
You were going to say something?
I wasn't.
All right. Have you ever frequented a...
Well, hold on. Where's this going?
Oh, this is one of these.
Would you like it tall? Would you like it grande? It's up to you. In the absolute peaches, meticulously constructed new feature. Crête à manger.
Not a new feature and not meticulously constructed.
But beautiful.
Have you seen Up?
Oh, yeah. That was brilliant.
That's a reference, Gav. And you didn't get it. You fail.
No,
have you been to... someone will be listening to this and they'll appreciate that.
They'll be giggling away to themselves. Yeah.
Almost certainly not. So have you been to the restaurant called Harvester?
Oh, not for many years, but yes, when I was a child a lot.
What's your impression of it?
Not great. Not great. There's the...
Can you describe what one might expect when visiting a Harvester?
So when visiting a Harvester now, when I was younger, it would be different, but now what I'd expect is to go into a sort of semi-unorganised, sort of cheapish eatery with the food being half warm, half cold, but having a very big salad bar, which is the only reason 90% of people go there, is for the free salad bar, where you can go and pick and choose, like a pick-a-mix, like a really cool pick-a-mix in a shop, but with salad. So basically a middle-aged person's sweet shop. That's how I describe it.
Yeah, basically. And it's one of those things where... you just know that there's people going up there for like their third bowl of salad, which, by the way, you watch some of these people that go in there, and by the way, the salad's not necessarily free, but it comes like every meal has with it,
yeah.
And you can have as much as you like, right? And I guarantee you, there's people that go in there thinking, you know what I love about Harvester, just like unlimited salads, just a great way to just top up on all my veggies.
Love
coming back
corn.
with just bowls full of pasta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like bowl after bowl of pasta with like red devil sauce, croutons, bacon bits on top.
The croutons.
There's no actual salad involved in this whole thing. In fact, this isn't what this story is about, but I was where we were sat when we went there recently. There was this guy sat there, and I think it was really busy, so everyone was waiting ages for their food. This guy was just doing like shuttles back to the... was just pasta.
Brilliant.
Just pasta. Like
Brilliant.
Nothing else. Like, what are you doing?
Good nutritional value in that
like
visit.
It's fine, like okay, but I just thought at some point, how many trips back to that salad bar, right? How many trips back to that salad bar do you need to make, having been exposed to all of these foods that on some level of your brain you must know, I should really be eating some of these things.
Yeah.
Does it take for you to go, do you know what, probably going to just like not have a ladle full of pasta this time. I'll just do one trip. I'll just take or just perch like a cucumber on the top of the pie, or like precariously balanced on top, and just drown it in, they've got this red devil sauce, which I'm pretty sure is like 50% sugar.
Nice. It's like people who get Coke refills. When you go to a place that does Coke refills, and they're already big cups, like giant supersized cups, and people are like, "Oh, I want to get my money's worth, so I'll just fill myself up with 3 giant cups of Coke."
Yeah,
and you're going to be buzzing for the rest of the day and probably dead later.
Almost certainly dead. Yeah. So what was this story about again? Oh yeah,
Harvester.
That's right. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty accurate description you gave there, Gav. I must say, I want to say in the last couple of years, it's got a lot better.
Is it?
But it did used to be, it's very middle of the road. It's very, it's where you take your kids on like a Sunday.
It's a good kid place, to be fair.
It's
it
where
is
you
a good
take your
place.
kids on a Sunday afternoon. They can eat their body weight in like
pasta,
for example, drink their body weight in Coke, and run around, and no one really kind of objects to kids just like sprinting past your table all the time, like
because they're all weeping on their own tables.
you don't
weeping into a bowl of pasta.
Just you can don't make a fuss, but It's not necessarily cheap, but it's not necessarily expensive.
It's not, but it's been around forever. Yeah. So it's like an institution. It's like a really old establishment, and it's been there since we were kids. A long time now. Yeah. And people, therefore, I think if something's been established for a long time and hasn't changed, I think people go, "Oh, it's reliable. We'll go there."
That's it.
Because we know what we're going to get.
Yeah.
There's no fancy pants stuff. It's just average food at average prices. Yeah. With average service.
Yeah. Precisely. Yeah. But it's the reliability that is the key, isn't it? Because when you know something, when you know what you're getting, even if what you're getting is mediocre is safer than bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, it might be fine this time.
Don't want to take the risk.
Let's just go.
Let's not take the risk and go somewhere new, which we might hate.
And they do that thing like they do this early bird thing, whereas if you go between like 3 and 5 for dinner like a maniac, or like late lunch, it's like cheaper. Not that I've done that for a while.
3 to 5, that is a strange time to eat.
Maybe it's not 3 to 5, maybe it's like 1 to 5 or something. I don't know. It's the quiet period.
Yeah.
Anyway.
People with kids. It's good for them.
Yeah. So anyway, we go here because we were busy and we just thought it's the kind of place that you go, you know what, your trip home has taken longer than you thought. Oh, there's a harvester. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I'm not going to be. We're hungry now. We're not going to be hungry again. Okay, it's going to solve that problem.
I think
I was getting excited
as a kid as well. Though I remember the bacon bits. That was amazing as a kid because obviously when we were younger, you didn't have as much. Like now, you can't walk down a supermarket aisle without seeing 50 different types of fancy things.
Yeah. When
we were younger, obviously, it's not like we were in the 1920s or anything, but near enough.
Yeah.
But you didn't have as much choice. So
late,
but when you used to go to a restaurant, there wasn't as much choice, and so those bacon bits, I just remember being fascinated by them as a kid. And I would, a bit like that guy with the pasta, I would just pile on bacon bits onto like one bit of lettuce, and that's all I'd have.
Well, basically, that's also about control. Like one thing kids don't have, right, is control over like anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously a stupid thing to say because of course some kids do, but as a general principle, I would say it's a theme of being a kid. Like control is like this precious commodity.
You don't even think about it, do you? You're not thinking about all the stuff we know. We know all the side effects. We know all the bad things caused by eating all this food. They don't care. They don't know and they don't care.
Yeah, but it's like it's even more than that. It's like it's the fact that you're allowed. Like no one's watching you. No one's watching you at the salad bar. It's like, go on, little Johnny, go down to the salad bar, fill your boots. Like what?
Yeah.
Little Johnny, the first time you say that to him, he's thinking, sorry, what? Well, I can just do whatever I want. Yeah, sure. Because the parents thinking, salad, how much harm can he come to? Little do they know that there's like basically crushed up crisps in there. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
There's like jars full of like basically crushed up like plain crisps. Yeah. Like people just sprinkle on their pasta or something like that's a thing.
Nobody knows why they're doing it. It's like, it's there. I'll just have it.
So the kid's like, that's awesome. It's like, okay, it's not exactly pick and mix, but
little Johnny's there licking the bacon bits from the bowl.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And that's the other thing I don't like about it now. As an adult, and I'm a bit of a clean freak.
Yeah.
I just think that's an open salad bar, which about 50 people before me have walked around and coughed on.
Yeah.
And that puts me off straight away.
Well, I went to this. Did you ever go to this restaurant called Days?
Yes. Yeah.
They used to have. This is so we're a tangent deep again now. This is one of those absolutely horrendous like germ pits. I can't believe you went there.
Oh well, I've been once. Yeah.
Even just the description of it should be like ringing massive alarm bells. It's basically this place that, when it came along, just everyone's going there. So what did you do this weekend apart from go to Days? Obviously you went to Days. It's like I went to Days. It's one of these restaurants where it's got just everything.
It's a massive assembly hall, isn't it?
Yeah.
A massive as well. When I went in there, I couldn't believe it.
That's the perfect.
It is an assembly hall. Yeah.
Just like wall to wall of Indian, Chinese, Thai, sushi,
buffet,
fried chicken, pizza. Like, have you got this? Like, you're good, okay? Yes, we've got it. Here's your plate.
The chocolate fondue fountain. The chocolate fondue fountain was the one.
I'm glad you brought it up because exactly the chocolate fondue fountain. Guess where all the kids are?
Yeah. Do
you think the kids are grabbing some sushi real quick? Kids are at the chocolate fondue fountain. The nice thing about that is, it's like an orgy for kids.
Yeah.
Like, don't take that the wrong way, right? Don't take that out of context. What I mean is like the kid equivalent of what like a good orgy.
They're on a high.
You might imagine in your like wildest dreams what that might actually feel like for a kid. The kid equivalent is this place.
Yeah.
Okay, kids just going up to like marshmallows, chocolate buttons, Smarties, like you name it, it's all there. chocolate fountain. Kids basically like, am I dead? Like, if I am dead,
Yeah.
she's like, okay.
But the worst thing about it,
actually, I'm good. This is awesome.
the worst thing about it is that chocolate. You know how a fondue works, right? Or those sort of things. It starts off at the top like a fountain, goes into a pool at the bottom.
Yeah.
That pool is then feeding back into the fountain.
Yeah.
So all that chocolate sauce is being recycled around.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're like refilling it or whatever.
Yeah.
And kids are like, you've got like a marshmallow stick, and they're putting things in their mouths, and then they're picking up, putting other marshmallows up or strawberries. Kids obviously aren't doing the strawberries; they're doing the marshmallows and chocolate buttons.
Yeah, exactly.
And half the time they're falling in the chocolate.
Yeah. And
they've probably already half licked that.
Yeah.
And it's
far worse than that, Gav. When I went there, there's this kid. They're holding the stick, but they're just like they're either so excited or just overcome with insulin overload or something. they're putting it in, but they're just like it's catching on their knuckle. So now we've got chocolate just running over kids. There's absolutely nothing on planet Earth that's more filthy than a kid's hands. there's no thing. Like smallpox was found on a kid's hand.
You could rub your face in dirt and it'll be cleaner than rubbing it on your kid's hand.
And I'm standing there just watching, going, "Oh yeah, that's the thing now." Like, do I still use it? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do.
You did.
Like, of course I'm going to.
You've paid a minimal amount of about £15 to get as much food as you want.
But that place was just heaving.
Yeah, it was.
Pay a flat rate and just like be disgusted with yourself later.
It was like a battery hen of humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, battery farm of humans eating food.
It's absolutely sick.
Yeah.
I don't think it was even good.
No, but there's loads of them now. They pop up everywhere.
But that one's gone.
Yeah.
Is it gone?
Yeah, there's one in... Yeah, it's a different place nearby, but there is. Yeah, they've moved, I think. But there is loads of those popping everywhere because people want... I love to try different things. I go, I love tapas. Try lots of little dishes. That's like the extreme supersized version of that where don't just go for an Indian buffet, come and have every sort of buffet. Well, actually, hold on then. If I've got to try an Indian, a Chinese, an Italian, an English, an American sort of food, you basically eat 10 times your body weight in that one sitting just to get your £15-20 worth.
But it ain't good.
No, the food is bad.
Have you ever been to... Do you ever find this? You ever been to a Chinese restaurant or an Indian restaurant or anything like that, or even like a Pizza Hut where it's unlimited?
Oh, yeah.
It's not the same.
It's horrible.
You look at the dishes you get the next table along, they might be ordering the same thing. I'm sure it is not the same.
No.
There's something that I'm not annoyed about it. Like, I'm paying you 14 quid and I'm eating like 8 pots of Szechuan chicken. Like, I get it. You're not going to give me like the chef's, like the best.
Not going to be getting any Michelin stars.
But how is it coming out of a different pot? Is it old or something? Because it is not the same.
It's recycled food.
And it's like that, but just like like a terrible theme park full of, like 70% good food, but you can just... as long as you keep eating, you won't be thinking about it. And then when you get home, you'll be so like semi-comatose.
Yeah.
You'll just fall asleep in a kind of a pit of your own tears and then puke in the morning and jobs are good and basically.
Sounds like most of my evenings.
Okay, let me give you a very abbreviated history of my life, right? I've got food intolerances, which is not a fun story. I won't even bother going into it, to be honest. Although there have been a lot of fans of the show who've been saying, tell us about the last 2 years of your life. Where have you been? That will be happening, by the way. In fact, if you are one of those people that want to know what's been going on since the Absolute Peaches second to last episode, 2 years ago, we're going to be releasing a podcast in the Supporters Club on the Ultimate feed. I'll give you some more information about that later. But if you go to theabsolutepeach.com/ultimate, you can read about that. So there will be information revealed, but it just may not be comedically beneficial to this particular show.
I thought you were going to say people could pop round for tea or something. You really want to know? Pop round for tea. No, come and have a chat.
Definitely not.
Wow, rude.
Anyway, yeah, so it took me longer to find what I wanted to order on the menu. And my wife and my son had their food, or had their orders primed up. Anyway, I placed an order with the waitress and she goes, yeah, that's fine. Walks away. We're sat there for like 15 minutes. And as we've already discussed, it's not like the most, tranquil places to just hang, right? There's only so much, colouring in of his placemat my son can do. He's 3, by the way, before he's starting to get bored. And I'm thinking, what's going on with this food? Anyway, so this waitress comes back and goes, oh, really sorry, we don't have that. Like, I think I ordered like bacon pancakes or something to do, like just because it was like basic stuff. I can have this stuff, it's fine. I didn't really want it. It was like the afternoon. I don't really want to have brunch, but this is one of those places where you can just order anything at any time.
Yeah. Are we still at Harvester?
Yeah, Harvester. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they do all kinds of crazy stuff now.
Did you put bacon bits on top of your bacon pancakes?
Well, no, but listen, and you'll see.
All right.
Oh, sorry, we don't have that. Okay. So what have you been waiting for all this time then? It took you like at least 10 minutes to figure out you didn't have it. Okay, right. So look, okay, here's the menu back. Because they take the menu away from you, don't they? Here's the menu back. So I've got to read the menu again. Remind myself, what's on the menu? What can I eat? Not blah, blah, blah. Pick out something else. I said, can you tell me what things you don't have? She said, yeah, I think we don't have this and this, but it should be good apart from that. Right, so I order something else. I order the rotisserie. I order the, they have this thing called a combo, right? This is what they're famous for. It's like ribs and chicken.
Oh, really?
And
I thought they were only famous for the salad bar.
No, they have this like combine harvester thing. Right? It's like sausages, chicken, ribs, onion rings, chips, punch in your gut, like intravenous drip.
Sounds amazing.
And so I ordered just like a basic one of those, which is just like chicken and I don't know, something else. Can't remember. It was basic stuff. She goes away. I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to be eating after my wife and son now. That's kind of annoying because surely their food will be ready soon.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's kind of annoying. Oh, well, whatever. Like, at least he gets to eat. He doesn't get, bored and make noise and be annoying.
And the wife.
5 minutes later, this guy comes back. Waitress is nowhere to be seen. Guy comes back. I take to be the manager. He's quite a lot older. He's wearing like a different, how like they don't tend to wear uniforms today, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? He's like, I'm really sorry. We don't have any like rotisserie chicken. We're not going to have it for like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Right. Well, you should probably tell like your rest of your whole team, who, by the way, that's your main thing you do here, apart from the salad bar. Like rotisserie chicken, that's your thing. Like you might want to mention that when people are ordering food. Like, what? What? He says, yeah, sorry, we don't have any of that. And we also don't have any of this row or this row. Like this whole menu is like almost nothing. So and I thought it was busy. But what?
Yeah.
How long have we been waiting?
That's ridiculous.
So eventually I ended up ordering this like steak thing. What was it? Like what do they call it? Steak hash or something?
Never heard of it.
It's like steak with some like vegetables and, whatever. It's a brunch thing, but it's steak.
Right. Yeah.
I thought, okay, fine. Like at this point, I think I'm hungry.
You just want to eat something.
Get this cooking,
and
then we can eat and just get the hell out of here. So I said to him just before he walked away, I said, sorry, just to check. Food for my wife and kid, that's sort of on its way, right? He's like, oh no, it hasn't started yet.
Brilliant.
Like,
brilliant.
Well done. So what has actually got, like, what is the process here?
How long have you been here at this point?
I don't know, man. Like it felt like a long, I wasn't timing it, but it felt like a long time. Long enough.
And when you have a child, it makes you anxious, doesn't it? If you've got a child there that you're, like you say, you've given us some colouring in pencils to colour in the placemat. What do you do in a restaurant? It's the hardest place to entertain a child.
Yeah.
It is the hardest place before they go feral.
So the food eventually came. Of course, my son didn't actually eat any of his. Brilliant. That's another thing. We won't go into that, but that's just another whole thing. My kids just, I wanted a burger. Okay, there you go. It's a burger. Okay, I get it. It's a bad one because you're a kid. But guess what? You don't get good stuff till you're an adult. Like,
yeah. You got to pay your due first.
Sorry. No one's like wasting Aberdeen Angus on a 3-year-old. Okay, can we calm down? Just eat your, drinks coaster.
I love the idea of your son just turning up his nose to a burger.
It's just like, and they just pull it. They just pull the stuff to bits as well.
Yeah,
like,
inspect it.
Mind you, that does become a thing later where you pull it apart because what you realise, this is genius. If you are a kid, listen to this, by the way, this is a fantastic tip. If your parents are trying to get you to eat, like, let's say they've made you like a big roast dinner or something, right? And there's like potatoes, you hate potatoes, right? You're eating everything else. They're like, you've got to eat that last bit. What you do is you break all the potatoes up and you like spread them across the plate. And it looks like you've mainly eaten them all, like it's just the scraps left. Most parents are idiots. They'll fall for that straight away.
Yeah, he's done well. Little Johnny's done well there.
Anyway, I got this steak. It was absolutely unbelievably bad.
Of course it is. It's Harvester. Of course it is.
It was like, what are we doing? And it was like the most bland steak I've ever... Like, actually, do you know what? I'm going to take back the unbelievably bad thing because thinking about it now, considering it was Harvester,
Yeah, believably bad.
and considering it was like a brunch meal, and you're not gonna like if you think steak, right, and you think brunch, I wouldn't think I'm gonna get a good cut of steak.
No.
Right, the good cut of steak is for like dinner, right? It's for
Good
the main
sirloin.
meals, like yeah. So I don't know what this cut of steak was, but it was actually not. It was quite tender, and it wasn't that fatty. But you know what? This thing had never seen a grain of salt in its life. Like this hadn't even been sat in like a slightly salty room, like ever.
Why?
How?
I know you're on your third option, but would never get a steak from Harvester in my life.
Dude, I'm telling you, there was
There's nothing else. Steak or water.
I don't know what else to.
You should have just filled up on the salad bar. You should have just gone crazy on those bacon bits.
But how do you serve? Like this is my main crux of my question here, and I'd love to know. Someone put me right on this. I don't understand how you're going to cook a steak. And I'm telling you, man, you could have taken this into a lab.
Yeah.
You would not have detected salt on this thing. Right? How are you going to cook meat with no seasoning on it?
It's ridiculous.
Like, what are you doing?
That is ridiculous.
And at the end, I told the guy, this makes me sound like such a complaining bastard. He said, "Oh, I hope everything's all right." He did actually give me a free coffee, to be fair.
Did that make it worth it though?
He said, "How was it all?" And you know what? That's another British thing. Right?
Oh, I bet you went
have something
lovely.
terrible, and you've had like a terrible time.
Yeah.
And someone does one thing to like try and help you, and then you automatically just have to be like, "Oh yeah, thanks so much."
Yeah.
Or, even though no, what you did didn't help at all.
No, I used to get in arguments with my friend. Would go for dinner, and I always tip. No matter what, I always tip, and he never tips. So even if he's really enjoyed it, he never tipped. And we had a meal at his place once, and I had a pie, and I had a bit of plastic in the middle of it. And I still tipped, and he didn't tip, and he loved his meal.
So you knew there was plastic in it. Did you complain about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I did tell them there's a bit of plastic in here, and they said sorry, and that was it. They didn't offer me any compensation or anything.
That's quite all right. You have some extra money.
Exactly. It's just habit. It's habitual behaviour that I just tip. And he was like, we were splitting the bill at the end. I said, "Oh, I'm going to put £2 or £3 in as a tip. It was only like 20 quid or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, I'm not tipping."
Yeah.
"Oh, what do you mean you're not tipping?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, I don't tip, but I've paid for the meal. I was like, well, I feel like I have to. It was also my local pub, so that probably part of it as well. But yeah, but you tip no matter what. Or like you say thank you. How was your meal? "Oh, wonderful. Found a hair in it." You wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
You just go, "Oh, beautiful. That was a really good steak." That.
Yeah.
So
it
British.
is weird. And do you find it weird as well when you go on holiday to another country where you read in the guidebook that tipping is actually not a thing here, and you feel like you're winning at
Liberated. You are.
What do you mean? Not only do I not have to tip, but no one's going to judge me. Like, oh no, hold on. It's not even that. It's like I can even not worry in my head that people might be judging me. So they're probably not.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's the neurosis, wet dream.
Yeah, so you're doing all inclusive, isn't it? And you don't have to pay for anything with cash, and you're thinking,
Done that,
it's amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. But then you go to places like, certain places like San Francisco, and it's like 25% tip or something stupid. Like standard, I think it's 20% tip. We had a breakfast at Denny's. Worst breakfast I've ever had in my life, honestly. And people were raving, go, "Oh, you've got to eat at Denny's when you're in America."
Yeah.
Like, Denny's is the thing. I was like, all right, we'll try it.
Yeah.
Worst breakfast, the most expensive breakfast I had while I was there.
Yeah.
And I still paid the 20% tip.
Of course you did.
Because I was like, well, I'm British, and you're right, judgment. I don't want to look at that waitress in the face and go, she thinks I'm a cheapskate. I don't want to walk out thinking that she thinks I'm a cheapskate. A long story.
Crack 'em on, Jay. Got 20p, mate. Well, let's do one more news watch, and then we'll get out of here, right? Just because this has kind of become topical now.
It's a good segment. Yeah.
So. Segue. It's almost as if I know what I'm doing, Gav.
Almost.
Nearly news watch.
You got 20p, mate?
Big hack. Everyone loves saying hack.
I love a hack.
Right?
Life hack.
Hack.
Work hack.
Most hacks are not hacks, it turns out.
No.
When
They're
you
just
click on
ideas.
them, they're not hacks. They're just ideas, exactly, yeah. McDonald's Insider reveals you can always get fresh fries if you ask for no salt, and you should never order ice in drinks.
What?
McDonald's Insider. As soon as you read the word insider, you know that all that actually means is
16-year-old John, who's worked there for 4 days.
absolutely correct. One employee said he never orders ice in drinks because the machine that makes them doesn't get cleaned as much as they should be.
Oh, what?
Listen to that sentence. He never orders ice in drinks because the machine that makes them doesn't get cleaned as much as they should be. The singular doesn't as much as they should be. Pretty.
You're not choosing the best site for
this is the best
editorial content.
Do you know how long the sun has been going?
Hold on. Do you know how long Harvest has been going?
Fair point.
Maybe there's a point here.
Steer clear of ever ordering ice with a drink at McDonald's and always ask for no salt on your fries, a staff member has revealed. An employee of the fast food giant has lifted the... Why is fast food giant linked?
Oh.
I love it when they do this. They're just trying to send you off to as many like random articles as possible. Has lifted the lid on what everyone should avoid ordering and how to guarantee you can get the best service.
Brilliant. Oh, wow. That's going to be amazing.
The crew member who worked at a McDonald's in Essex told The Sun online he avoids ordering drinks that have ice in it. He avoids ordering drinks that have ice in it.
Why would he be ordering them as well? He works there, just pour them himself.
But just look at the way, like, how is that? I bet that's how he talks as well. You're right, yeah.
This is verbatim.
Yeah. Just a couple of things. Avoid ordering drinks that have ice in it. Sorry, second. Even though the ice isn't recommended, the McDonald's crew member did reveal how to ensure the fries are always fresh and when is the best time to get them. To ensure the fries are always fresh and when is hello, yes, Son again. Yeah, it's yeah. Oh, who is it? Oh, it's Dave. Dave from Mackey's. Oh, yeah. Got another thing for you, yeah. Just quickly. So you know what I was saying about the ice, yeah? Yep. Yeah, that's not recommended. But I can reveal how to ensure the fries are always fresh and when is the best time to get them. Sorry? So I said the fresh fries. Yeah, no, it's something else you said there. I was a bit confused. Ensure the fries are always fresh and the when is the best. Sorry, the what? The when, yeah. The when is the best. I don't know what's happening.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
He revealed, order your chips without salt because we have to make a fresh batch of fries. We also have to clean out the tray that the fries are stored in to make sure no salt gets on them. No one's doing that.
No one's ever done that, surely.
That's not a thing.
Can you imagine that? Where are they just going to pile a bunch of fries on the side just because we want to clean out this tray because people don't want salt?
Yeah.
They're going to go and wash the tray up in water and soap.
Exactly.
Dry it off.
Yeah, you're at Waterloo. You're at Waterloo, right? There are 9,000 people. The queue is joining the queue on the platform.
People on the train are ordering.
I've got another story about that, actually. I don't think we're going to have time. We're going to have to save it for the after show. Aftertaste. That's a thing now, by the way.
Aftertaste, like it.
No one's it's rush hour. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone. By the way, but I can't actually have salt. So if you wouldn't mind, I know you just made that batch and literally just poured sprinkled salt. If you wouldn't mind, just chucking them all in the bin, please. Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah. What else did you order? I ordered the extra salt burger. So, but I don't want any salt on my chips.
We also have to clean out the tray that fries are stored in to make sure no salt. No one. Zero out of 0 people are doing this.
0 out of 0.
He told The Sun online to go just after peak times when the menus are changing over because that's when the food will come out the best. The employee said the peak times are 8 and 10, 12 and 2, 5 and 6. That's so specific.
So basically, 5 out of the 24 hours of the day are peak times.
8 and 10, 12 and 2, 5 and 7. He added the worst time. This is really good. This next bit is fantastic. This is prick your ears up for this one, right? I'm going to have to take a drink of water for this because this is knowledge.
This is going to be monumental.
It's about to bespoke. This is going to be a game changer, right?
So excited.
He added that the worst times to come are during actual peak times because of how busy it gets.
That has blown my mind. That has blown my mind. This guy needs to be on Paranormal or whatever it's called, Panorama, getting the inside scoop on everything because he's got it down. He knows his stuff.
His last helpful tip would be to never order a milkshake because the mix to make it is the same as ice cream. He said, it's a white liquid that comes in a sealed bag that we pour into the machine. It's like, yeah, milk. When I read this, I was like,
Wow.
yep. Like, I'm sorry, what did you think was going to happen here? Like, what else are you going to put in that machine?
It's milkshake. It's ice cream. It's made from milk. Well, this guy, right, this is definitely Johnny, who's 14. It's his first job. He's been on the job a day.
He's a manager.
He's the manager. Yeah, he's already been made manager. He's already fired somebody. And they've just gone, oh, he'll do. He'll give us some inside knowledge. Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you, son.
Oh, jeez. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's a white liquid that comes in a sealed bag that we pour into the machine. Yep, sealed.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right? I just don't see this next sentence, right? I don't know what it means, but it might be me, but I don't know what it means. He says, I just don't see the point in paying for one or the other when they're literally made from the same thing.
What does that mean?
Think of what he's just said there. So he's saying, because more than one thing is made of the same thing, don't have either of them.
That's amazing. Right, I'm never having cheese, butter, milk, ice cream ever again. That's brilliant. I'm never going to have a steak because burgers are made from steaks. Done. I am done with all sorts of meat.
Why would I pay? Why would I pay for any of them when they're all made from the same? I only eat foods which are 100% unique. Like, what?
Brilliant.
He just eats raw. He just eats like spices out of the jars, like individual spices.
Today I'll be having capsicum for dinner. Oh, buffoon.
And that is what you call a show. The Absolute Peach. Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you.
So here we are again, second show in the year. You're welcome. Email us, podcast@theabsolutepeach.com, if you have any feedback or any ideas for segments or news articles you've come across. Always good to hear from people. You can also obviously find us on the social channels. I'm not going to tell you what they are. You can find them. It's easy, isn't it? If you love the show and you'd like to hear more, join our supporters club and get 360 shows, right, on the ultimate feed. This is awesome, right? I promise you, if you enjoyed this show, there is enough to last you an entire lifetime in the ultimate feed. Become a patron of us by going to patreon.com/theabsolutepeach or find it on our website. For the cost of a cup of coffee, you'll be living the dream. See ya. You can say bye, Gab.
Thank you.